Introduction. A sweet dream takes root. The desire to grow a mango tree began, as many of the best ideas do, with a single, perfectly ripe piece of fruit, the vibrant orange flesh, the intoxicating aroma, and the sheer taste of the tropics brought with it a question: what if I could cultivate this magic in my own backyard? The idea seemed both exhilarating and daunting. Mangoes are the quintessential tropical fruit, and I live in a climate that, while warm, is far from a textbook tropical paradise. This, however, was not a deterrent. It became the challenge. I decided to embark on a multi-year project, a time lapse of sorts, to document the journey from a simple seed to a fruit-bearing tree. This is a story of patience, observation, and learning, a fusion of hands-on gardening and botanical study. The goal is to chronicle not only the tree's growth but also the fundamental principles and intricate details that govern its life, weaving a personal narrative with a comprehensive, factual account of what it truly takes to nurture the king of fruits from its humble beginnings. Chapter 1: The King of Fruits, a Botanical and Cultural Legacy. The mango, scientifically designated as Mangifera indica, is much more than just a fruit. It is a globally revered plant with a rich history and a profound cultural footprint. As a member of the cashew family, Anacardiaceae, its origins trace back approximately 4.000 years to the Hindu-Burma region of Asia, specifically northeastern India, Myanmar, and Bangladesh. Over millennia, this plant has been a vital part of human civilization, revered in Hinduism as a sacred fruit used in rituals, and its groves were cherished as favored meditation spots by Buddha himself. The mango's global journey was facilitated first by Buddhist monks who spread its cultivation across Asia, and later by Portuguese traders who introduced it to Africa and the Americas in the 16th and 18th centuries, respectively. Today, the mango's status is officially recognized in several nations, holding the title of national fruit for India, Pakistan, and the Philippines, while the mango tree itself is the national tree of Bangladesh. The physical presence of the mango tree is as impressive as its historical legacy. A mature tree can reach towering heights of 30 to 40 meters, 98 to 131 feet, with a sprawling crown radius of 10 to 15 meters, 33 to 49 feet. Its stature is matched only by its remarkable longevity. Some documented specimens continue to produce fruit after an astonishing 300 years. This impressive lifespan is a testament to the tree's resilience and adaptability. For the home gardener, the prospect of cultivating such a long-lived tree transforms the project from a simple hobby into the creation of a living, breathing heirloom that can provide sustenance and beauty for generations. A critical consideration for anyone embarking on this journey is the distinction between the two principal types of mangoes, the Indian and the Indo-Chinese. This classification is not merely academic, it has direct implications for the success of a home-growing project. Indian-type mangoes are typically monoembryonic, meaning their seeds contain a single embryo. A tree grown from such a seed will be a genetic hybrid, often producing fruit that is inconsistent with the parent's characteristics and may have a less desirable flavor, sometimes described as tasting pretty bad. In contrast, Indo-Chinese type mangoes are polyembryonic, with seeds containing multiple embryos. These seeds will produce seedlings that are clones of the parent tree, ensuring the resulting fruit will come true to the desired variety. The choice of seed type is therefore one of the most crucial decisions a gardener can make, determining whether the multi-year effort will yield the sweet, predictable reward they envision or an unknown, potentially disappointing outcome. Most commercial mangoes are grafted onto rootstock, with the graft being a clone of a parent tree that is often many years old already. Grafted trees will also bear fruit much sooner, within 2 to 4 years, while a seedling may take 5 to 8 years or more. For the purpose of informed cultivation and consumption, a deeper understanding of the most common mango varieties is essential. These cultivars, each with a distinct profile, offer a spectrum of flavors and textures to suit any preference. The Tommy Atkins mango offers small, subtle hints of tropical fruit and citrus aroma. Its flavor is more tart than sweet, and it has fibrous flesh with red and yellow skin. The Kent is juicy and sweet, with an enticing tropical aroma. It has bright yellow flesh protected by dark green skin. The honey, Atulfo, mango has a tropical, peachy aroma and sweet and sour flavor profile. Its flesh is creamy, buttery, and fiber-free, and the fruit is oblong and a vibrant yellow color. The Hayden variety has a hint of sweet, sour, and bitter bliss with a sweet flavor. It is known for its bright red, green, and yellow skin. Finally, the Keat mango is firm, juicy, and sweet, with green skin that is a red blush. Chapter 2, The First Flicker of Life. My time-lapse begins. My time-lapse project began with a humble seed. The first step, a seemingly simple one, was crucial: selecting the right fruit. Armed with the knowledge of monoembryonic versus polyembryonic seeds, I chose a fruit from a variety known to produce polyembryonic offspring. This decision eliminated the largest variable, ensuring that the years of effort would not be in vain. After enjoying the fruit, the seed husk was cleaned and allowed to dry for a day, a process that prevents mold and decay. I then carefully peeled away the fibrous outer husk, a step that, while not strictly necessary, can significantly accelerate germination. Inside, a smooth, pale seed, looking much like a large lima bean, lay waiting. I chose the direct soil planting method, filling a small pot with a well-draining potting mix. Following the advice to orient the seed correctly, I planted the wider, convex side facing upward and left it slightly exposed above the soil line. This orientation is important because it allows the embryonic root to grow downward and the sprout to grow upward without having to make an awkward, restrictive bend, a condition known as bench root that can weaken the tree later on. The waiting period began. For the next 2 to 3 weeks, I kept the potting mix consistently moist but never soggy, placing the pot in a warm, sunny spot. Day by day, I checked on it, a hopeful ritual of patience. Then, one morning, a small, pale shoot emerged from the top of the seed. It was a moment of pure joy and relief. The official start of a journey that felt more like a partnership with nature than a project. The time lapse had begun, and a new life was now unfolding in my care. Chapter 3, Laying the Foundation for a Lifetime of Harvests. The success of a mango tree, particularly for the home grower, hinges on establishing a solid foundation in its early years. This involves making informed decisions about its environment and providing consistent, appropriate care. Mango trees are, by their very nature, sun worshippers, demanding at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sun every day to achieve optimal growth and fruiting. Their low cold tolerance is a major factor in site selection, as leaves and young twigs can be damaged by temperatures below 30 degrees Fahrenheit. For those in colder climates, it is essential to plant the tree in the most protected site available, such as within 8 to 12 feet of the south or east side of a house, which can offer crucial thermal protection. Mango trees thrive in tropical and subtropical climates, corresponding to USDA hardiness zones 9 to 11. The composition of this soil is another critical factor. Mango trees require soil with excellent internal drainage, as they are highly susceptible to root rot in waterlogged conditions. They are not overly particular about soil type, but a well-draining, loamy sandy mix with a slightly acidic to neutral pH, 6.0 to 7.5, is ideal. The soil should also be amended with organic matter, such as compost or well-rotted manure, to improve fertility and structure. It is important to note that mangoes have a low tolerance for salts, boron, and common lawn herbicides, so planting them in the middle of a regularly irrigated and fertilized lawn is not recommended. When it comes to planting, the method depends on whether you are starting from a seed or a grafted sapling. As noted previously, seeds should be planted in a pot with the wider half pointing up. For a container-grown sapling, the planting hole should be dug to be twice as wide and just as deep as the root ball. A crucial step often overlooked is to gently break up the outer root system before placing the tree in the hole, as this practice encourages the roots to grow into the surrounding soil and establish a strong foundation. The tree should be planted at the same depth it was in its nursery container, with the first lateral root flare at or slightly above ground level. The watering and fertilization schedules for a mango tree are nuanced and depend heavily on its age and environment. During the initial establishment phase, young trees require regular, deep watering to encourage a robust root system. However, the key principle is to water deeply but infrequently, allowing the top couple of inches of soil to dry out between waterings to prevent root rot. A simple yet effective test is to stick a finger a few inches into the soil. If it feels moist, no watering is needed. For mature trees, this changes. They become more drought tolerant and often get enough water from rain, though they still require deep watering during prolonged dry spells or when fruit is developing. Proper fertilization is akin to providing the tree with its favorite snacks. For young trees, 1 to 2 years, a balanced fertilizer is applied every 6 to 8 weeks during the growing season. As the tree matures, the focus shifts. For mature, non-fruiting trees, a balanced fertilizer with higher nitrogen content is applied in the spring and late summer. For mature, fruiting trees, a balanced fertilizer with a higher potassium content should be applied in the spring and late summer. Additionally, micronutrients such as zinc, manganese, and iron can be applied as sprays, 0.5%, 0.05%, and 0.25% respectively, once every 3 months during new flush production, or as 50 grams per tree per year of each directly to the soil. Chapter 4, The Unfolding Canvas, Witnessing Growth. Flush by flush. The years that followed the initial sprouting were a slow, steady unfolding of the time lapse. The small seedling, initially a single stem with a few leaves, grew with surprising speed, sometimes adding over a meter, 5 feet, of height in a single year. I watched as the tree went through its vegetative growth phase, producing vibrant new flushes of leaves that would eventually harden into a deep, glossy green. Each flush was a small victory, a visible sign of progress. The daily rituals became second nature, watering deeply when the soil felt dry, adding a layer of organic mulch to retain moisture and suppress weeds, and ensuring the young tree was protected from the occasional cold snap. This phase of the time lapse was a lesson in delayed gratification. There were no immediate rewards, no fruits to show for the effort. The satisfaction came from the process itself, from tending to the tree, observing its changes, and knowing that beneath the surface, a strong root system was taking hold and a future canopy was forming. This patient observation, this quiet partnership with a living thing, became the most rewarding part of the journey. Chapter 5, Shaping and Safeguarding the Future. As a mango tree matures, its care transitions from foundational establishment to strategic management. This involves 2 primary areas: shaping the tree's structure and protecting it from pests and diseases. Pruning is a crucial technique for long-term health and productivity. The primary goals of pruning are to keep the tree at a manageable height for easy harvesting, to create a strong, open canopy that allows light to penetrate, and to improve airflow, which helps prevent disease. For young trees, pruning can be used to establish a desired shape, such as a champagne glass or goblet-style canopy, by removing inward-growing or crossing branches and keeping the center of the tree open. The timing of pruning is a delicate and often critical matter. The general rule of thumb is to prune immediately after the fruit harvest is complete. This is because the tree has a limited period to push out new vegetative growth and have it fully mature and harden before it enters its dormant stage. Pruning too late in the season can cause the tree to produce a new vegetative flush of leaves instead of the desired floral flush, which can lead to the loss of the next year's crop. This is especially true for late-fruiting varieties like the keat, where the fruit hangs on the tree until late in the season, leaving a very small window for effective pruning. A nuanced approach, which includes understanding the specific rhythm of the cultivar and local climate, is required to prevent a year of effort from being wasted. In addition to pruning for shape and health, some gardeners may choose to use more advanced training systems. The espalier system, for instance, trains branches horizontally along wires to create a 2-dimensional form. This method can be particularly effective for home gardeners with limited space, as it controls the tree's vigor and maximizes light exposure for better fruiting. Even with the best care, A mango tree can face a variety of common pests and diseases. Regular inspection is key to early detection and management. Anthracnose is a fungal disease causing small brown-black spots on leaves and fruit. On mature fruit, it can cause latent infections that lead to rot after harvest. Management includes removing infected material and applying copper fungicide sprays early in the season or during flowering and fruit set. Mango mealybugs are sap-sucking insects that weaken the tree and reduce fruit production. Their honeydew secretion encourages sooty mold. Control methods involve using sticky bands on tree trunks, introducing natural predators like ladybird beetles, or applying neem oil sprays. Sooty mold is a secondary fungal infection that grows on the honeydew secreted by pests like mealybugs and aphids. It appears as a black, powdery substance on leaves. The primary management is to control the underlying pest infestation that is producing the honeydew. Powdery mildew is a fungal disease that appears as a white powder on leaves, flowers, and fruit, causing premature drop in severe cases. Pruning to improve airflow and using a suitable fungicide can help manage it. Fruit flies lay eggs under the skin of fruit, with larvae causing breakdown and rot. To manage this, remove fallen and infested fruit from the area to break the life cycle. Finally, mango leafhoppers suck sap from leaves and flowers, causing them to wither and fail to fruit. Neem-based insecticides can be applied during early infestations. The presence of sooty mold is a prime example of the interconnectedness of these problems. Sooty mold is not a primary disease itself, but rather a consequence of an infestation by sap-sucking pests. These insects excrete a sticky substance called honeydew, which then serves as a growth medium for the sooty mold fungus. This black coating on the leaves hinders the tree's ability to photosynthesize, further weakening it and making it more susceptible to other issues. Therefore, managing sooty mold requires addressing the root cause, the pest infestation that is producing the honeydew. Chapter 6, A Harvest Long Foretold, the culmination of the time lapse. The time lapse of my tree's vegetative growth was a long period of hopeful waiting, but the culmination of that wait was a moment of pure magic. After years of patient care, the tree entered its flowering period from late winter to early spring. The air filled with a mild, sweet aroma, and a flurry of small, white blossoms appeared in terminal panicles across the canopy. This was the first true indication that the tree had reached maturity and was ready to fulfill its promise. The flowers, each containing both male and female parts, were pollinated by insects, and a small percentage, less than 1%, began to mature into tiny, green fruits. From that moment, the final phase of the time lapse began. The small fruits grew over the next 3 to 5 months, the branches bowing slightly under the increasing weight. The anticipation grew with each passing day. The fruit changed color, their skins developing the characteristic red, yellow, and green blushes, though these were not always a reliable indicator of ripeness. The moment of truth arrived. I harvested the first mangoes, using a gentle twist and cutting motion to avoid damaging the fruit or the tree. Holding the first homegrown mango in my hand, I could feel its firm weight and smell its heady, tropical aroma. Cutting into it was a sensory explosion. The flesh was a brilliant, sun-kissed orange, and the taste was an intoxicating blend of sweetness with a hint of tang, a flavor that transcended anything I had ever tasted from a store. This single moment of tasting the fruit of my labor encapsulated the entire multi-year time lapse, validating every hour of waiting, every moment of care, and every hopeful thought. Chapter 7, The Sweetest Reward, Flavor, Function, and Form. The final harvest is not just the end of a long journey, it is the beginning of a new appreciation for the mango's multifaceted value. Its reputation as the king of fruits is well deserved, not only for its taste but also for its impressive nutritional profile. 1 cup of sliced mango contains a powerhouse of over 20 vitamins and minerals, including nearly 70% of the recommended daily intake of vitamin C and a significant amount of vitamin A. These nutrients play a critical role in supporting the immune system, improving iron absorption, and protecting cells from damage. Beyond its vitamin content, the mango is a nutritional superhero in other ways. It is high in dietary fiber, which aids in digestion, helps in weight control, and is associated with a lower risk of colon cancer and heart disease. The fruit is also a good source of potassium, which is vital for blood pressure control. Studies have shown that people who regularly consume mangoes have a better overall diet quality, with higher intakes of essential nutrients and lower intakes of added sugars and unhealthy fats, and that consumption is associated with lower BMI scores in some individuals. This evidence suggests that integrating mangoes into one's diet can have a tangible, positive impact on health. The culinary versatility of mangoes extends far beyond simply eating them ripe and fresh. Both ripe and unripe fruits can be used to create a wide range of dishes, a fact that the original article highlighted as a key comparison. Unripe, or green, mangoes have a distinctly tart flavor, which can be harnessed in savory applications. Their tangy profile makes them an excellent substitute for tamarind or vinegar in chutneys, jams, and curries, or they can be used to add a puckery zing to a pickled relish or slaw. This tartness is a powerful element that can temper the richness of a dish and add a complex layer of flavor. Ripe mangoes, with their velvety softness, floral aroma, and sweet to slightly sour taste, are equally versatile. They are ideal for traditional applications like smoothies and desserts, but also excel in more unexpected preparations. Ripe mango puree or chopped fruit can add a buttery texture to curries and stews or be used to balance out the heat of spicy dishes. Its natural sweetness can be a fantastic complement to savory ingredients, forming the base for sauces, glazes, and even savory preparations like mango barbecue sauce or chicken with mango mole. The fruit's enzymes can even be used as a natural tenderizer for meats or in ceviche, showcasing a breadth of utility that solidifies its status as a culinary powerhouse. Conclusion: a legacy in my backyard. The journey from a single seed to a fruit-bearing mango tree was an exercise in patience and a profound connection to the natural world. My time lapse, captured not on film but in the moments of daily care and seasonal observation, culminated in the most satisfying harvest I have ever known. The tree in my backyard is no longer just a plant, it is a living monument to this endeavor. It is a symbol of a dream taking root, of a scientific process unfolding, and of the enduring joy that comes from cultivating something with your own hands. For anyone considering this journey, the greatest lesson is that the rewards are not solely in the fruit itself. The real bounty is in the time spent, the knowledge gained, and the sweet satisfaction of creating a lasting legacy. The tree, with its decades-long potential for life, is a testament to the power of a single idea, a testament to what is possible when a dream takes root. It is an invitation to every gardener to begin their own time lapse, to cultivate not only a mango tree but also a deeper appreciation for the simple, beautiful process of creation.